Welcome back to my little channel. Now some of you may have noticed it and some may not, but for a time I monetized my videos. I stopped doing that, and no, it's not just the adpocolypse, but I won't deny that it was a large part of it, because before the adpocolypse I made like $20, and then after the adpocolypse my biggest video up to date had over 50,000 views, which doubled my total view easily. That one only made less than $10, which is kind of weird because all the small ones made more. So I didn't really care that much. People advised me to monetize back in the day because, well, that way YouTube can make a little bit of money off of it as well. And you make a little bit of money seems fair. But then the adpocolypse happened and they basically decided that suddenly my work wasn't suited for the advertisers. They didn't give a reason, and I could always ask for a ruling on this, but so I made a print screen of my top videos that all have been demonetized. Not my top page. But yeah, I'm not going to go for the rulings anymore. And I will basically tell you which videos they did not like me to make. And the first one you will see, did Antifa cause the rise of division? Curiosity. Was a response video to Curiosity, where she basically kind of liked to think that Antifa isn't a bad thing, and I kind of explained why Antifa is. I'm not blaming anyone, I'm not advocating for anything, I'm merely stating facts, which apparently advertisers don't like. Then Franny wants to prove that famous people aren't that famous. Basically it was a response video to Franny talking about how white people don't recognize famous people of color, but the famous people she used, I'm sorry, I knew one name. I'll admit I not recognize their faces, I knew one name. Pointing that out is unsuitable for... Yeah, okay, Thorn Inside and myself had a small talk on the bigotry of low expectation, which was a video talking about how American schools, or at least someone in the American education system, a professor or whatnot, wants to basically tone down the influence of mathematics within the educational system because black people aren't that good at mathematics. Which seems highly racist to me, and rather unfair, but we both agreed on that. So, yeah, but that's also unsuited for... Certain statistics are not being reported right according to the AAUW, which I prefer to pronounce as OW, and where they talk about how rape is such a big thing that they kind of overlook the reality of things. But yeah, pointing out the fact that they are basically lying to us is not something our advertisers like to hear. Finally, someone false reporting is being convicted. Basically, this video is about how in England a woman claimed rape several times, even got a few fellas, well, at least one of them, convicted and jailed. And then it's proven that she lied on all these cases. Somehow, pointing that out is bad. I mean, yeah, claiming rape is a good thing. Falsely accusing people of rape apparently is a good thing. Pointing out that you falsely accuse someone of rape, that's a bad thing. I didn't use rape as keyword. So, yeah, there is that. CNN does not understand how to compare things, it seems. This was rather funny because this was about how in Charlottesville someone died because a car drove into them at those protests. And then not too long after that, there was a terror attack in, I think it was London, I can't remember by heart now. Basically they said, yeah, well, you know what? Maybe they were copying Charlottesville. Not that vehicular terrorist attacks have been pretty common in the last few years. No, they did it because of Charlottesville, honestly. It's kind of funny because in that video, I proved that CNN themselves pointed out how vehicular terrorism, was on the rise a few years before. Never mind that. This is something, advertisers don't like it when you prove CNN wrong, it seems. Revisioning history is a bad idea. This is about how we basically try to ignore the reality of our history. Taking out statues because of history, it's all good. Pointing out that it's not a good idea, that's something advertisers don't like. Reality, it seems, is not on the side of advertisers according to YouTube. Some people just like to see the world burn. In this video, I basically talked about the rise of Islamic terrorism, and by doing so, I used a video of, I'm thinking 5 years ago, I can't remember by heart, and this girl, already mentioned a lot of stuff, and basically I adjusted it to today. Things have gotten worse. Who'd have thought? But advertisers don't like you, and they especially don't like you when you point out how racism and Islamophobia basically have a cause. Never mind that. And it's not as if I agree with that cause either, don't get me wrong. I understand where things are coming from. There are worrying aspects in our world that we need to address. But doing so, that's not good for the advertiser. So, you can't do that. So, this is basically why I decided, you know what? Fuck with the advertisements. I'm not making money off of it. I mean, I have a total of $30 set aside for me. I'm really going to buy something. No, I'm not. I'm not even going to bother with it. But this is why I stopped monetizing my work. In all fairness, when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't monetize my stuff either. I thought it was a fair thing for both me and YouTube. But YouTube disagreed. And this is something I do on the side. I mean, I have a day job. I tend to enjoy my day job. So I'm not really going to be full-time YouTuber. But this is happening to full-time YouTubers too. Do I now say don't bother with monetizing? You do you. But I am explaining why I stopped monetizing. And unfortunately, once it's turned on, you can't turn it off, but I'm not monetizing any of my videos anymore. I may change my mind in the future if YouTube picks up its game, but considering we're talking about YouTube, I don't think it's going to pick up its game. Anyway, this is my little explanatory rant on the monetization bit. I hope you enjoyed it. Criticism, as always, is more than welcome. I do look forward to your points, and I hope to see you all next time.